It's Esther Coker, everybody.
Hey guys, you have to be nice to me because I'm kind of new. But I've recently been buying some home improvement tools, and my favorite new item is a leaf blower. Not because I like blowing leaves with it, because I use it to tell my daughter what to do. Like, it's time to get up off the couch, or it's time to go clean your room. It works really well. The other night I was eating some chocolate-covered almonds, and I put some in my pocket to save them for later, you know, Napoleon Dynamite style, and I forgot about them. And that night we were going to bed, and my boyfriend kept complaining about how his stomach hurt, and like, oh, I didn't feel right, like, oh, it doesn't feel good, like something's wrong. We went to bed. And in the middle of the night, my boyfriend jumps up, and he was like, get up, get up, get up. I think I should bed. I was like, what? And I looked over, and it turned out my chocolate-covered almonds had fallen out of my pocket and melted all over the bed sheets. And coincidentally, it was the same color as poo.
Been there, yeah, been there.
And unfortunately, my boyfriend was really embarrassed because he thought his stomach was so upset that like he had maybe accidentally pooped while he was sleeping. But I instinctively knew what it was right away. Like, this is sadly not the first time that chocolate has melted in my sheets. So just to freak him out a little bit more, I wiped my finger in what he thought was poo, and I licked it. Yeah. And I stared him right in the face, and I said, does that turn you on? So I'm a physical therapist for a living. And one of the downsides is that I will never remember your name, but I will remember your injury. Like, you can introduce yourself as Bob, but I will forever know you as the shoulder guy. Another downside is that I'm constantly analyzing the way that people move. And I'm not the only therapist that does this. A lot of my colleagues do it. It's called the PT curse. And I'll like try to kind of like guess your issues just by watching you walk around.
Walking you watch around.
Yeah, I watch and walk, blah, blah, blah. So for example, like Nick Pelton, I think he has an issue with his right hip or his like right SI joint. He always does this kind of thing, you know. And Sam Lynch, you have a lot of anterior pelvic tilt. It is fascinating to watch your gait pattern from mid to terminal stance. And Phil Johnson, I'm constantly wondering, how long is your torso really? You know?
I'll show you.
Like, these things keep me up at night, truly. It's horrifying. Another downside is I can't watch porn. Because I find myself constantly thinking, well, that's not an ergonomic position. She could really use a pillow under her lumbar for support. Yeah, she could be moaning that everything feels good, but I know she's lying. That's way too much extension for anybody's comfort level. Figure. You know, you can't hold your femur in that much internal rotation and tell me that that gets you off. I'm calling you out, bitch. Like, that's not right. The body doesn't lie. And you're setting unrealistic expectations for normal people. That's just not right. There's an expression that I've been hearing a lot lately. Maybe you guys can back me up here. But it really pisses me off. You do you. You do you. Like, hey, it's okay if you can't make it to my show tonight. You do you. Or like, hey, it's okay if you got the Santa Fe ski pass instead of the Tahoe ski pass. Like, so you do you. And at first I was like, what does that even mean? Like, how do I not do me? Like, that's all I've ever been doing. Like, this is I don't get it. And then, that's all I've ever been doing, and it's very condescending. And I'm starting to wonder, well, maybe that's code for go fuck yourself. Like maybe I just didn't know. Like I was last to the party. It's kind of like that one time this woman told me, "See you next Tuesday," and I was like, "Well, that's weird. We don't have plans next Tuesday." And then my cousin Annalie enlightened me. She's like, "Oh, girl, she just called you a cunt. Like, C, U, N for next, and T for Tuesday.
But how's it
That's
work
how you
though?
call another woman a cunt in front of her kids. You didn't know that?" And I was like, "No, thanks, Annalie. I'm so glad." So now I think when somebody says you do you, that's just code for go fuck yourself. And in which case I'm going to be like, "All right, I will, because I'm really good at it, bitch." I have a 5-year-old daughter, and she's really smart. Like, she's almost smarter than me at this
Ow.
point. It's kind of scary. Her memory is so sharp that I'm kind of jealous. And she's already learned at the ripe years of 5 years old how to take advantage of her mom. How and when to take advantage of her mom. She knows that mom is in the most giving, best mood on Friday afternoon after 2 beers. And this is the time when she needs to ask for things that she wants. Last Friday, I bought a 60-foot obstacle course for a cat. Online. I don't even like cats. The Friday before that, I bought a werewolf costume. Yeah, why not? And like, sober Esther would be like, "No, child, this is a very irresponsible way to spend money. We shouldn't do this." And then like Friday happy hour Esther is like, "This is a brilliant idea. Yes, my child, we do need a transportable pet hammock. That would complete our lives. This is a great idea." And 2 to 3 business days later, like this package shows up in the mail, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, what did I open this guy?"
Oh, Prime.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Prime.
And then my daughter greets the FedEx guy every Wednesday like he's Santa Claus. Thanks, guys.